Hola clase, ¿cómo están? Excelente, muy bien, y bienvenidos a Aprendiendo con Señor Cowart. Today, we are going to continue working with reflexive verbs. We have a lot of stuff to cover, so I'm going to try to keep it as brief as I possibly can, okay? So let's start with this. Here is your warm-up. Don't look, you cheaters. Okay. All right, so using our reflexive verbs, we're going to say things like I shower myself, etc., with the little mete, say, and so on. All right, so saquen papel y practiquen. Pause the video now. All right, first one, yo me ducho. Número dos, ella se peina or se cepilla. Se peina, se cepilla. She combs her hair, she brushes her hair. So it would be actually be like se cepilla el pelo. All right, número tres, tú te bañas. Cuatro, nosotros nos afeitamos. We shave ourselves. Ellos se secan. And there we go. They dry themselves. They dry off. Okay, so I'm going to give you the super short version of what we went over today in class. Okay, again, a reflexive verb is something that someone is doing to him or herself. Okay, things like brushing your teeth, putting on your clothes. And again, my little important rule of thumb here, if your hands come back to yourself, that is a reflexive action. Okay, so just to skip those, we did those. Whenever you use one, every single time you have to put one of these. Me, te, se, nos, os, se. Those reflexive pronouns have to be there every time. For example, me ducho. In Spanish, someone has to understand, I shower myself. Te duchas. You shower yourself. They have to know. It's got to be there every single time. Again, there they are if you don't know what they mean. And finally, these were our examples. Yo me baño, ellos se bañan, nosotros nos bañamos. All right, so that was your little brief review. Okay, let's see how well we remember our verbs so far. We're going to look at some other verbs, but here's the one we've looked at, the ones we've looked at so far. Let me double check that I'm recording the right thing. And okay, good. Sorry if that makes anybody sick. It just, trust me, there have been times where I really messed it up. All right, los verbos reflexivos. Cepillarse el pelo. Cepillarse los dientes. Ducharse. This is physically getting up. Levantarse, just like your teacher says. Clase, levántense, por favor. Maquillarse. Afeitarse. Peinarse. Secarse. This is actually waking up. Despertarse. To get ready. Arreglarse. Literally means like to arrange yourself, to fix yourself, get yourself all looking right for the day. To dress oneself. So we have vestirse and ponerse la ropa. So you could say me visto, me pongo la ropa. Either way, it means I put on clothes, I dress myself. To go to bed. Acostarse. Yo me acuesto a las 10. So this one literally means to lay yourself down, to recline. Lavarse. Dormirse. This actually means to fall asleep, like the moment where you go to sleep. Bañarse. This is to train. Entrenarse, to train oneself. All right, to turn on the light. Encender la luz. Yo enciendo la luz. And to turn off the light. Apagar la luz. Yo apago la luz. Okay. Now, in class, one thing that we're going to do today is I'm going to actually call on people, whether it's on the video screen or in the classroom. I'm going to ask you these questions. ¿Te duchas o te bañas? Most of you as older kids would say, me ducho. But if you enjoy a good old bath, me baño. Número dos. ¿Te lavas el pelo todos los días? Yo, sí, me lavo el pelo todos los días. Some people do, some people don't. It really depends on what kind of hair you have. Mine, for example, gets very oily if I do not. Número tres. ¿A qué hora te levantas por la mañana? Me levanto a las 6. ¿A qué hora te duermes por la noche? Me duermo a las 11. ¿Señor Coward se entrena todos los días? No, señor Coward nunca se entrena. ¿Tus amigos se lavan las manos mucho? Sí, se lavan las manos mucho. Porque COVID, ¿no? Es horrible. So those are little questions I'm going to ask to the students today. Okay, now let's spend a moment. This was your big assignment here. At the top are some notes, of course, the verbs and things like towel and shampoo and so on. And this was your assignment. Okay, I can't type here. This is a picture. So describe the daily routine of Pigpen. We're pretty much saying in order what he does. Primero, and there's no right or wrong here. It's just the order. It'd probably be something like this. Se despierta, después se levanta, luego se ducha, próximo se viste, más tarde se cepilla los dientes y por fin va a escuela. Okay, so these really would have one answer. Let's see. Juanita se seca con una toalla. Yo me lavo el pelo con champú. Número 3. Ellos se ponen desodorante en las axilas. Nosotros, this could be a lot of things. Nos miramos, nos afeitamos, nos maquillamos. Número 5. Tú blank las manos con jabón. Tú te lavas las manos con jabón. Me afeito la cara con una navaja y la crema de afeitar. If you said el espejo, not wrong. Definitely a good idea to shave with a mirror. All right, número 7. Yo me peino con un peine. Me seco el cuerpo con una toalla y me seco el pelo con una toalla. That's what I do. Or maybe if you have longer hair, you could say un secador de pelo. We have to use a hairdryer on my guinea pig because her hair is very, very long. So when we give her a bath, we have to dry her off. It's just nothing but just a bunch of hair. She's crazy looking. Número 9. Ella se duerme en su cama. Or maybe sofá. It's a good place to sleep sometimes. Pedro se ducha en el baño. Or in la ducha. In the shower. Showers in the shower. Okay. these, let's not spend all the time, but let's do so bañarse. Yo me baño. Tú te bañas. Oops. Te bañas. Ella se baña. Nosotros nos bañamos. And ellos se bañan. Okay, we'll do one of these with the stem changer. Yo me despierto. Te despiertas. Se despierta. Nos despertamos. Se despiertan. Okay. And the rest, you can email me or something if you really, really, really need it. Okay. Now, here's a little reading section. It says, Hola, me llamo Federico. Durante la semana me despierto a las 7. Okay, so the questions. ¿Por qué no se seca Federico? Let's see. ¿Por, ¿Por qué no tiene una toalla? ¿Qué hace después de afeitarse? Let's see. Me afeito. Se cepilla los dientes antes de vestirse. Let's see. Antes de vestirse, se ducha. ¿Se acuesta temprano o tarde? A ver, me acuesto a las 10:30 o a las 11. En mi opinión, se acuesta tarde. No es muy, muy tarde, pero es tarde. ¿Qué hace Federico en la escuela? Mm, let's see. Al llegar al colegio, charla, habla con sus amigos. So charla is he chats. Habla is, of course, he talks with his friends. Okay, and finally, this is just stuff for you. Antes de salir de la casa, yo me despierto, me cepillo los dientes, and me visto. Okay, and this one is after dinner. You can say what you do. Okay, now let's keep moving. I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can. Let's see what our time is. 13 minutes. Not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so that was your worksheet. Now this is going to be really the last thing to show you for today. Okay. Let me see. Is it here? Okay. This is a document that I have posted on Google Classroom. This is from Miss Johnson. She is the other Spanish 3 teacher, and she's very good. And these notes are also very good. Okay. So you know, coming from Miss Johnson, it's going to be the real deal. These are very good, very high level, exactly what you need. Okay. Now, we'll just start at the beginning here. So it just starts. I've really gone over a lot of this anyway, which is good news for you. Okay. Reflexive infinitives are very noticeable because they all end with arse, erse, irse. Okay, and then it goes into detail. It lists them mete se, no so se. When conjugating a reflexive verb, you must add the reflexive pronoun to the conjugation. For example, dormirse, here's all the conjugations. Me duermo, te duermes, se duerme, nos dormimos, os dormís, se duermen. And here they are the same thing in the preterite tense in the past. Like yesterday, ayer me dormí, I fell asleep. Okay, and so on. Okay, it's showing reflexive verbs conjugate the same way as any other verbs. It's just that they require their little extra pronoun. Okay, although this does change the meaning sometimes. For example, dormir simply says to sleep. Dormirse, to fall asleep, which really refers more to a moment, right? Comer is to eat. Comerse is like to gobble something up, to eat it all. Poner is to put. Ponerse is to put on oneself. Okay, so poner, put, place, set. Okay, now this is a big one. I'm going to switch to my notes for a minute just to kind of illustrate this on a PowerPoint. Okay, so this is what we in the Spanish teaching world call two verbs, two ways. Okay, when you're only using one verb, such as I shower, there is only one way to write it. The little pronoun will always go right before the verb. If it's I shower, the one way to say that is me ducho. That's it. If there are two verbs, then there are two ways to write it. I need to shower. Okay? I need, and pay close attention to what each little word says. I need is necesito to shower, duchar, and then myself is me. Okay? Necesito duchar, necesito duchar. Nothing can ever come between these two verbs. Okay? You can put the pronoun before the two verbs or attached to the end. Which one do you think native speakers use most often? Look at the two examples here. Me necesito duchar or necesito ducharme? The answer is the second one. I would go as far as to say 9 times out of 10, if not more, is what they're going to say is that second one. However, they're both perfectly grammatically correct. Spanish speakers like to get things out. They like to keep the speech moving, say it faster, stuff like that. They're very efficient when it comes to how long it takes to say things. So it'd be much more common to say, like you smell your body and it's like, whew, necesito ducharme. I need to shower myself. Ugh, necesito ducharme. Okay, so here are two for you to try. See if you can do it both ways. She prefers to bathe. And then the other one. All right, so pause now if you're going to do it. All right, there are two possible answers. Prefiere bañarse. Se prefiere bañar. Now, hopefully all this text doesn't lose you, because if you look at it word for word, she prefers to bathe herself. She prefers to bathe herself. We need to shave ourselves. Necesitamos afeitarnos. Nos necesitamos afeitar. We need, oops, shoot. We need to shave ourselves. We need to shave ourselves. Put it before the two verbs or attached to the end. Never in the middle. No, no, no. Okay, and these go with other verb formulas. For example, I'm going to go to bed. Me voy a acostar. Voy a acostarme. Before or attached to the end. They have to put on makeup. Se tienen que maquillar. Tienen que maquillarse. They have to put makeup on themselves. They can't just go on stage like that. Okay? And one other thing here. I shave before showering. Me afeito antes de ducharme. I shave myself before showering myself. After going to bed, we fall asleep. Después de acostarnos, nos dormimos. After going to bed, we shower. I'm so tired now. Everything's just a shower right now. We fall asleep. Ugh, enough. I can't talk anymore. Okay, so back to our worksheet for a moment, or notes sheet. Okay, so here's what her version says. Remember that reflexive object pronouns are placed in the same position as indirect and direct object pronouns in front of one verb and at the end of two. Or you can put them in front of the conjugated verb. The pronoun will match the subject no matter how the verb is used, okay? So for example, here's with one verb. Yo me pongo la camisa. I put the shirt on myself. I'm putting on the shirt. Estoy poniéndome la camisa. Me estoy poniendo la camisa. Okay, and so on. This is something we'll get to after we go over object pronouns. Okay, this is what we said yesterday. Things you do to yourself. I wash on myself the hands. You dress yourself. They brush themselves. Okay. A lot of English phrases that use the word get. Okay. Uh, to get up, to get sick, to get down, to get married. Okay. To get divorced, to get mad. So in English, we have a huge number of idiomatic expressions that use the verb get and have nothing to do with actually getting anything. Okay. So there are many phrases like this. In Spanish, these get phrases would relate to a specific reflexive verbs. For example, levantarse. When we say to get up in Spanish, it is to lift oneself. Bajarse, to go down, to get off of a bus. Casarse, to marry. Divorciarse, to divorce. Enfermarse, to get sick. Enojarse, to become angry, to become bored. Aburrirse, cansarse, to wear out, to get tired. So here you go. They get married in June. Ellos se casan en junio. She gets sick every fall. Ella se enferma cada otoño. We get up early. Nos levantamos temprano. They'll get tired by Friday. Se cansan para el viernes. Okay, and the last thing, this is kind of interesting. These are called reciprocal actions. Um, Reciprocal actions are actions that happen between more than one person and equally on both sides. In English, this would translate as each other actions. Okay, for example, these are things that people are not doing to themselves, they are doing these things to each other, such as kissing each other, knowing each other, hugging each other, call each other, talk to each other, write each other, see each other, shake hands with each other. So, again, these do have special verbs. And it says, and will often involve we, y'all, or they. Let me just read this. Hold on. In Spanish, these each other phrases would relate to a specific reflexive verbs and will always involve we, y'all, or they because the action has to pass between two or more people. For example, besarse, to kiss each other, conocerse, to know each other, and these other ones, okay? So at the bottom you see, you tell your friend, my parents always kiss each other. Mis padres siempre se besan. They kiss each other. It's this back and forth action between two people that's happening. We call each other every day. Nos llamamos. We call each other back and forth. They see each other every Monday. Ellos se ven cada lunes. Every Monday they see each other. And finally, well, y'all know each other very well. Ustedes se conocen bien. Okay, so again, especially things kissing, hugging, shaking hands, those little things that people do to each other. Okay, so I'm going to end it there. That was just more kind of go over the worksheet kind of stuff and look at the new material, Spanish 3 level, which is always exciting. It's good for us. All right, I will see you next time. Adios.